And you know what? I want to go by saying I used to call myself a little bit loud, and what you accept is like how people are going to treat you. Like people want to be friends with people who are in the same stage of life with get a second job because I think I'm too available. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of I Said Too Much podcast. I hope everyone has had a great week. Happy Friday. We're back with another episode. Let me back my mic away. I'm screaming into the mic. I had an energy drink and I don't have a plan for this episode, but I have tried to write a plan for the topic I want to talk about today so many times, but I think it's just better straight off the dome anyway. So let's get into it. The TikToks I'm about to reference are so old, y'all, but I still want to talk about them and just use that as like a gateway into today's topic. And if you see the title, you already know what it's talking about. It's talking about navigating adult friendships after 30. And this could be, you can use this for even like late 20s, but I'm 31 years old, about to be 32. Does anyone else have this time where they say their age and they're like, have I just been wrong about my age for so long that I've been saying the wrong age for so long that it's kind of like fucked me up and like I'm really this old. And this might be the energy drink talking, but like you're like, okay, so say I'm like actually 32. Like I've been 32 this whole year, but I've been like a year behind for so long that like I'm telling people I'm 31, but actually I'm 32. Does anyone have that moment where they're like, am I getting my age wrong? Like, have I been getting my age wrong this whole time? I don't know. I know my age is right, but sometimes I think about that. I'm like, what if I've been saying my age wrong? Like, what if accidentally when I was 27, I said I was 28, and then I've just been like aging myself a year plus for years now? No one else? Okay, just me. But let's get into today's topic. And like I said, it's about navigating friendships in your 30s. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be telling you how to find new friends in your 30s because I don't know. I literally don't know. A big part of this is gonna talk about how I do not know how to find friends. But we're not starting there. We're gonna start with okay, so it was like 2024. And the creator's name is Bria Jones, and she made a TikTok about how so many people did not show up to her baby shower. Like so many people, Deb was like, you know what, I just can't make it, blase, blase. And this sparked a whole conversation about like how your friends show up for you. And what made me think about finally doing this episode is I saw a TikTok that was like, you actually do owe people something because I do think a big sentiment. I do think a big sentiment nowadays is that people feel like, well, I don't owe anyone anything. I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe this person. I don't owe that. Like they feel like saying that is like setting a boundary. And I also think this idea of like boundaries has been misconstrued too as years and years have gone by. But there was another TikTok too as well where this guy was like, I had a birthday dinner and like basically all like everyone canceled last minute. And it just sparked a conversation. One, I think the biggest thing that we need to talk about, which is going to be my first topic, first thing we'll hit on today is this spark of individualism after COVID. And I think it's because if you think about it, like a majority of us spent like a year and a half alone. Like I was lucky enough to live with someone. I think most people were lucky enough that I know were lucky enough to live with someone else. But like a good chunk of people spent a whole year and a half alone. Like, and they had to find ways to be happy alone and within themselves. And I think that's great. Like when I went through my single era, I went through an era where I was single, celibate, won't talk to not a nam out there. Okay. You know me, I try not, there's one word I try not to say on my podcast, but I wasn't talking to anyone, whatever. And I like, my biggest thing was like learning how to like love me and be alone. I spent a lot of time alone. My closest friend at that time was like newly in a relationship. Like I got really used to rejection and being alone. Like I really formed my true, like not true identity, but like I really formed who I am today through that time of isolation. And that was like post COVID. Like it's so crazy. I think I'm like one of the few people who I think I spent more time with people during COVID than I did after COVID. Like I think now I'm more isolated than I was after COVID. And I think majority of it is I do have a very small friend group. I have my boyfriend who's an introvert, like he spends a lot of time like at home by himself. I said no free promo. But I think it's just there was this boost of individualism after COVID. And then there was this boost of like I had to be alone, so I need to learn to be alone and I need to learn to like take care of me, myself, and I. And I think for me and the majority of people who were moving into their late 20s and 30s as that was happening was okay, we're also building families during this time frame. You're already like COVID already sparked this like piece of individualism, and now we're also building families. And so it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to build my family and focus on my family because what else am I supposed to be doing right now? Like, I can't go out, I can't do this, I can't do that. And so I think what happened was like, we unfortunately were in this weird time of like being alone, but also the most crucial time of your life for building relationships and building like your extended family. And I think that now has revolutionary, it has not revolutionary, but like it has now set a precedent for like what we have nowadays. And it's just like this idea of like, this is my family that I've created. These are my people that I have. And like, I had to protect that at all costs. And I can't let anyone into that. Like, there's such a like people have built like a fortitude almost around themselves because of what happened during COVID. And like I think it was just like the perfect storm for people who were in their late 20s, going into their 30s, creating families. Like you couldn't have the village at the time because you literally like if you went and saw grandma and grandpa, you might kill grandma and grandpa. So it's like you literally couldn't have a village at that point in time. So people got used to not having a village. People got used to doing it on their own. People got used to not seeing their friends. People got used to not being like out and about all the time. It was just like, I think for people in my age group, like it was, like I said, it was just a perfect storm for what happened. So now you fast forward to a time period where I think the most beneficial thing that we can create right now with what's going on politically and like everything else is a village. It's so underrated, but I think that would be the most beneficial to everyone right now would be a village because of where we are politically and this climate that we're in. But you're telling that to people who built their whole life, their whole livelihood in their adult age on being alone. And so it's like we're trying to like backtrack that almost. We're trying to be like, well, I want a community now. And you're telling that to people who like their fight or flight was being alone. And I think that's kind of like where we're at and like the crossroads we're like seeing ourselves in and like in that has produced the individualism that we have now. It's like individualism, but also like I'm just focused on my household. Like, and I also my next thing too is I feel like because I think I do blame COVID for why friendships and why people act the way they act now. I think we went through something that like something we've never seen before when it comes to like brain chemistry of like young adults. And we're looking at like the repercussions of that now and like how that is like, showing up in people's lives now. And it's kind of like even along with social media, I say this all the time too, like social media has created this like too cool for school like ideology within people. Like I don't want to seem like this, not like it's just nonchalant. Like everyone wants to be so nonchalant. Like, and I think what happened was you take people having to be so alone during COVID, having to like navigate, not seeing their friends and not being like around family like they used to. And then you take this day and age of social media and you combine the two and it's just like it was like it's a perfect storm. And I think what happens is that with the being nonchalant is people were like it created the bane of my existence. Okay, we're getting there. I was losing my train of thought, but now we're getting there. Like I said, I have no plan. I have no notes for this episode, so I'm just coming straight off the dome, guys. And that is the term low maintenance friendship. The bane of my existence is the term low maintenance friendship. Hey, we did not start hearing that until after COVID. Is that this idea of like low maintenance friendships that you can go weeks and weeks and weeks without talking to your friend and it's just perfectly okay. You can go months without seeing your friend and it's just fine. And it's like this idea that like you don't have to put in the work to be a good friend because you're the low maintenance. Like, oh, you don't have to worry about me. I'm a low maintenance friend. Baby, what about friendship is low maintenance? What about being a good friend is low maintenance? Like it's like almost taking the responsibility off of you of like needing to talk, needing to check in. And I get, as we get older, like I want to preface this, like as we get older, no, I do not need to talk to you every day. Shit, sometimes I don't even be one talking to my man every day. He be on my nerves, but I love him. But it's like, no, I know I don't need to talk to you every day because, and I think what happens is like too, as you get older, you have less going on. Like on most days, do you know what I do? I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I move my body, and I go to bed and I do it all over again. Like I'm not doing the things I used to do, so no, I don't have like all these things to say to my friends all the time. Yet that makes sense. So it's like I'm not saying like, oh, to be a good friend, you need to talk to your friend every day. But why do you feel the need to go weeks without talking to your friend? Why do you think it's okay to go months without seeing your friend? And it's like, I think too, I'm going to be bouncing around a lot this episode, so I'm so sorry about that. I think too, it comes with this idea of like, it's easier to be around people who are also in the same stage of life as you. I used to say during COVID, I used to say like shortly after COVID that if you did not find a boyfriend between 20, not even a boyfriend, if you did not find a significant other between 2020 and 2021, you were going to be single for a very long time. I used to always say this because I feel like during that time there was just short grab to find like your people and be serious about those people because those were, you couldn't, like I remember hearing stories of like, oh, I just started dating this dude and now we had to quarantine together because we both got COVID. Like, so it was like this Mount Rushmore of like finding your Mount Rushmore. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, like if you're tracking, but it's like have to find, it's like almost like people felt like I have to find my people right now. Like I'm in this point in my life where I have to find my people because I need to have somebody and hold them close. Like it always amazed me when I heard those stories of like, oh, I just started dating this guy. We were together like a couple days and we got COVID and we quarantined together. This was, I mean, y'all both didn't have a home. Why did y'all have to quarantine together? Like that, it was just like a idea that never really made sense to me. But like now, like looking at like how things are, it was like so many couples have that origin story from that time. And like I said, I highly believe like if you did not find a relationship during that time, you were going to be single for a very long time. And hello, I was single for quite a few years before I started dating my boyfriend again last year. So it's like, because now there's not this mad dash for community. I feel like at one point during 2020 and 2021 there's this mad dash for community, and now people don't care. People either have it or they don't, and like if they have it, that's who they spend their time with. If they don't, cool. And to go back to the TikToks I referenced before, so basically one of them, I don't know which one it was, but like a lot of people chopped it up to like, people have really bad social anxiety, and so last minute they cancel plans because their anxiety so bad. And I just want to say, as someone who has raging social anxiety is never going to keep me from big events in my friends' lives. Like, what? What? I never understood that concept. Like, okay, this summer, like in June, my friends had their kids' birthday party. I don't have a child. I feel like when under a certain age, there's a certain age range for kids' birthday parties where kids' birthday parties are just for like it's just to bring your kids to, like you bring your kids to the party because it's like a child's birthday party. Like it's like a massive play date. I don't have a child, but that's one of my best friends. I'm gonna go to her kid's birthday party. I didn't have no one. It was just me. Didn't have no one to go with. Like, yes, I know people. I know. Like I've spent so much time with these people, so it's fine. But it's like I'm not gonna. I have social anxiety too. I wasn't like, yeah. Was I like, were my palms sweaty? Yes. If I had had mom spaghetti, would it be on my t-shirt? Yes. But I wasn't going to let any type of anxiety keep me from being in that moment for my friend, because that's what friends do. That's what community does. That's what your village does. You like, and so when I saw these TikToks and I saw people were like, well, you had to give people who have anxiety grace. Like some people just have social anxiety. And when the day of an event comes, like it's just hard for them to like get, y'all are losing me. Y'all are losing me. I could not imagine my friend is like, it's like this was this girl's baby shower. Like I could imagine my friend's baby. It's my friend's, they have my friend's baby shower. And I'm like, ooh, let me let me I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go. I got a gift. I got this. I got that. And then my anxiety's messing with me and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna text her and tell her I'm not gonna make it." That's insane, y'all. And it's so crazy because a lot of people don't think that's insane. A lot of people think that's justified. And that comes to back to the topic of these shitty ass boundaries y'all have as people now. Like, I think one person went to therapy, talked to their therapy about boundaries, talked to their therapist about boundaries, and then just regurgitated it over and over again. It's like the game telephone. Like, you know, when you say stuff and you pass it along, like enough, it gets like, it becomes a completely different like story by the end of the telephone line. That's what I think happened with boundaries. Like, people say, well, this is my boundary, as if it absolves them of like anything else. This is when I knew we were fucked as a society. Okay. I'm not friends with this person anymore, so I'm not gonna go to ins and outs of the story, but basically someone wanted them to watch their dog, and basically they were like, I don't want to be at their house home alone with their dogs. I don't know what could happen. Like, I know my man's not gonna want to be over there with it. Why are we talking? This person was trying to pay you to watch their dogs, and you're worried about what your man's gonna do for a week. Like, that's another thing. Just like, I feel like I do feel like 2020 bred like this like codependent relationship, like, within people. If you, I think, from what I've seen, if you got with your partner during 2021, and I'm not saying everybody, y'all, this is, do not say I'm not, do not get my comments talk about, well, this is a generalization. Yes, it is, but I've seen it a lot. Like, the people who are with their partners from that time frame are codependent on their partners. A lot of y'all are codependent on your partners, and it's so crazy. And I can't blame you. When I was 26, I was codependent on my partner, and it didn't end well because we were codependent on each other. Like, now that we're both in our 30s, like, we can have these separate lives. Like, do I be sad when he's not spending time with me? Yeah, because I don't have any friends. So who else am I gonna spend time with? But like, I'm not codependent on him. Like, I don't need him to like be there 24/7, 365. Like, and I think a lot of people, like, they just want a happy partner now, like, because they don't have friendships. I think a lot of y'all just want happy partners because you don't have friends. Like, I think, and don't even get me started on people who have partners who only want to hang out with other people who have partners. I will never, I'm so sorry. I have always said this. I'm not going on no double dates. I go on double dates. I can't even lie to you. I do go on double dates, against, not against my will, but I do go on double dates. But like, I'm not a firm believer of like, oh, we're friends, so our partners have to be friends. I'm not a firm believer in that, because it's like, why are you forcing this friendship upon me? But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I don't know. Like I said, like I've been saying, I just think COVID bred this like individualism, and then it was like, well, I spent so much time alone, so it's like, now I have these now you guys have these imaginary boundaries, and now it's like low maintenance friend. What is a low maintenance friend? And you know what? I want to go by saying, I used to call myself a low maintenance friend. I used to be like, yeah, I'm the low maintenance friend. And then when you become that low maintenance friend, that's like, I think then people treat you like a low maintenance friend. And so then you get treated like a low maintenance friend. And then you will be like, yeah, no longer will I ever be a low maintenance friend. That's like what happened. It's like, I used to be like, yeah, I'm a low maintenance friend. I don't need to talk to my friends. Like, when we see each other, we see each other. And then people start to treat you like that. Like, what people don't realize is like, what you allow and what you accept is like how people are going to treat you. So once you accept the bare minimum from somebody, they're going to give you the bare minimum every single fucking time. Every single fucking time. And so I was like, I know I will never call myself a low maintenance friend any ever again, because you're not gonna treat me like shit. You're not gonna treat me like shit just because I accepted it. No. And I don't even want to get into like the birthday conversation, because I was watching Poor Minds the other day, and like P was talking about how people are like, oh, you have to celebrate me for the whole month. Like, we're too old for that now. Like, I got you for a weekend, I got you for a trip, but I'm not doing like shit all month for your birthday, blase, blase. And I feel like, personally, I feel like people don't even want to be giving you a weekend. Now, I have a different perspective on birthdays. I've personally always hated my birthday because I have a holiday birthday, so I always get the shit end of the stick when it comes to like celebrating and stuff like that. So now, like, I don't even plan anything for my birthday. I don't think I've gone on trips and stuff, but like, I don't think I would plan anything else for my birthday going forward. But it's like, damn, People can't even people even want to police you on how you want to celebrate your birthday. It's like, God damn. Like when I'm on TikTok and I hear y'all talk about what your friends have done to you for your birthday, I saw it. Oh, this is a good one. I saw a TikTok the other day. This girl was saying she had 12 of her friends. One, how the hell y'all got 12 friends? Where'd you meet all the bitches at? How y'all got 12? Well, how y'all got 12 adult friendships? I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm gonna get into this more after what I tell you about this TikTok. She was like, I had 12 of my friends except going to my bachelorette party. And so I saved and saved and saved. She paid for the house herself. She saved and saved so she could pay for the house herself. And she just received her sixth cancellation. Now, I get things come up, people have emergencies, people can't make things work, but I think it would be different if like there's like payment involved. Like, and we can get in, there's so many TikToks out there about people being shitty when it comes to payments and comes to trips. Like that's not But this woman saved her hard-earned money. Actually, I don't even know how she makes her money, but she saved her money and saved up so she could pay for all y'all to go on her bachelor trip. 12 people, 12 people. And I would assume if you are saving for it and you are going to pay, they know you're paying. And a lot of people in the comments were like, you should have them pay you back. Like, since they're not going, they should pay their portion because they're not going anymore. And I'm like, unfortunately, I don't even think you could like win that argument, like against people. If they're willing to cancel, if 6 women are willing to cancel someone's bachelorette trip, I do not think that you can even make the argument about um getting your money back, like from those people. I just don't think those are people who would pay you back. And I feel like I would be down 6 friends if that happened to me personally. But I was thinking about it the other day because like I think I'm pretty positive by the end of next year I'll be married, okay? And I was thinking about like bachelor trips and like stuff like that. Like I'm not doing that. I don't have the friends for that. I don't have the people in my life for that. Like I mean, who knows by like 2026 where I'll be at? But it's like I don't have the friends for that. I don't know who would go to that. I have friends like the friends I do have like they're either going to be on their second child or their first child. It's like crazier. This is something else I've realized too. Like the later and later in life that you decide like, oh, you're going to get married, you're going to do all these things, the harder and harder it is for you to have the group of people around you to have like a bachelorette trip, bridesmaids. Like, I mean, me and my boyfriend wouldn't even do a traditional wedding at this point, because we both have like he has like one friend. So it's like we wouldn't even do like a traditional like, like bridal party. But it's like also like I would constantly think about that. Like when I used to have a larger group of friends, I would constantly think about that. Like the longer and longer it takes for me to get married, the harder and harder it is for me to have like the bachelorette trip of my dreams because either a friend's gonna be pregnant or they're gonna be like they just had a baby and then it's just gonna be all these things. Like the harder and harder that is it's going to be for me to even experience that. And like, I know I'm not the only woman going through these things or having these thoughts. Like, and like, it goes back to, I mean, my boyfriend has like one friend. So it's like, I don't even know what they would do. Like, they would probably sit and play video games as a bachelor party, which you know what? I ain't going to complain about. But I don't know. It's just like, the older I get, I mean, don't even get me started on making friends. I couldn't even tell you how to make a friend right now. And then I think back and I think of like I went on a bachelorette trip last year with like 10 plus women. And then I think, how do y'all even have that many friends? Like, how, or I have friends where it's like, oh, I have like, she constantly has something going on, a baby shower, a wedding, this or that. And I think it's like, for me, it's either my downfall in life, it's either like we're really good friends or we're nothing. Like, I don't even have, like, I have no acquaintances. Like, I don't, like I have people, trying to explain it where it doesn't sound bad, but it's like I have like people I know, people I see when I say out and go out and say hey, but it's like I don't even have acquaintances. Like, and I think some people just like whenever they meet someone and have any type of relationship with them, they just are like those people who constantly like everyone continues to be a part of their life. And I just like value deeper friendships in that. So that also makes it a little bit hard. And then I was also thinking too, like, I'm about to get political. For me, in 2025, Donald Trump is our president. I, I'm, I batch recorded a lot of episodes today. I think I've talked about Donald Trump in like 3 out of 4. I think I've talked about him in most of my episodes today. Hate that man. But Donald Trump as our president, okay? I don't have a lot of fake friendships in me. I don't have a lot. It's hard. I'm not gonna be friends with you if our morals and values don't align. And I'm not gonna be friends with you even if your morals and values align. If you marry a shitty person with shitty morals and values, then I can't be friends with you either in that situation either. Like, and I think that's like one of those things where it's like I don't even want to I don't even want to have acquaintances because I feel like sometimes when you have acquaintances, that's like one of those, like people have a lot of acquaintances that they might not have shared values with because they're just like, oh, well, this, it's just someone I like see when I see, you know? And I can't do that. Like, because I can't like fake the funk, you know? Like, and I feel like that's what that becomes. And honestly, I'm just not that type of person. Like, if I'm gonna be friends with someone, I want to be friends with you. I want to like, we're besties. I want to have real conversation with you. I don't want to feel like I got to tiptoe around topics. I don't want to feel like I can't be around you and your significant other because your significant other is ass. Like, I want to be friends. Like, I like, you know, like, what's the point? What's the point of I'm 31 years old. What is the point of having doing a friendship and faking the rest of it? Like, I don't know. Like, last year in November, I lost a friend for that exact reason. Like, at first, I still have these moments too where I'm like, damn, I miss that friend because that was like, and I thought this about someone else too. Like, if I had to say, oh, like, have I ever had one of those like down for anything, ride or die friends? Like those were the girls. But it's like n- me at 31, I'm not compromising my morals for you to say yes every time I want to do something, for you to be down no matter what, for you to be like the person that's like hits me up all the time, for you to be the one that calls just to call. Like, that's cool and all. That's like, yeah, great, perfect friendship. But my sanity wouldn't let me have that friendship just because for those reasons. Like, because when I want to say fuck MAGA, I won't be able to say it with my whole chest and know that you're not gonna feel some type of way about it. Or someone in your circle is not going to feel some type of way about it. Okay? I don't know. It just comes to age. I don't, and like I said, don't even get me started on how to make friends. Because too, like, it goes back to, I was saying this earlier, I feel like people want to be friends with people who are in the same stage of life with as them. And if you go back and if you're a listener of my podcast, I've had this conversation all the time. It's like, it's so hard to be friends with someone when you're not in the stage of life with them. And I don't think people realize that they do it, but I think people naturally distance themselves from people when they aren't in the same stage of life. Like me, yes, me and my man, our boyfriend and girlfriend, were very serious. We'll probably get married by next year, but we don't live together. We still just kind of like sometimes our relationship still feels like we're just dating, which is fine. I think it keeps it really fresh and fun. But like, that's completely different than a friend that like just got married. And all her other friends are recently married, going, having kids, living together, buying the houses, doing the things. Like, those are two very different stages of life. In my head, I'm 31, but I'm still 25, young, hot, and turned. Because this is the youngest I'll ever be. Okay. So I'm still going to do young, hot, and turned things. Like, there was this point earlier this year where I was like really considering getting a second job because I was like, maybe I'm just too available. Like, maybe I just have too much time on my hands. Like, maybe that is my problem. And maybe that's why my adult friendships don't work the way I want them to, because me, myself, and I have too much time on my hands. But then I was thinking, I'm like, damn, well, I gotta be busy all the time, just like I gotta be working, I gotta be contributing to capitalism just to have something to do. And I guess I could have been just recording the podcast the whole time because doing this is basically a second job. But I literally was like, oh, maybe it's me. Like, I'm just too available. Like, I just have too, like, I literally was like, I'm gonna get a second job because I think I'm too available. Like, I should probably just work on the weekends. And then I felt bad because I like the weekends, especially now. My man, I hate when I call my man. My boyfriend just got a new job. So he works like 60 plus hours a week, but he has the weekends off. So I'm like, well, now I don't want to get a second job because I don't want to like cut in the time that we have. But I literally was like, at the beginning of the year, I was like, I think I'm going to get a second job because I have too much time on my hands and nothing to do with it. And then it's like it sucks because I think what happened to me during COVID, and I think this happened to a lot of people, is I didn't get this sense of like individualism. I live with people. Like, I'm never alone. Majority of the time I'm never alone. But I got this sense of I got super bad social anxiety. Like that is one thing that I got from COVID that I wish I could. I mean, I could go to therapy, but this is my therapy. You guys are my therapy. That's probably not any better, but I got really bad social anxiety. So now it's like I see all these things and I want to do all these things, but like the idea of doing them alone, and it's like, oh, well, what if I have to park far away and then walk to the function? I'm gonna be doing that alone. And then don't even get me started. I don't know how this happens, but every human in my life is an introvert. And I am the most extroverted extrovert there is. Like I have, and when I say that, I say it in like, I have no social battery. Like I never feel the need of like, I need to recharge. If I'm tired, there's a room rally. There's Red Bulls, there's energy drinks, there's things. I can make it work. Like I don't really have that sense of like, oh, I need to go home. I need to lay in my bed. Like that actually makes me anxious because it's like the opposite with me. Like I spent so much time in my house during COVID that I'm like, I need to be outside. That's where I need to be because I'm going crazy. So I don't know. It's just like I said, navigating. If I had to sum it up, navigating friendships once you're beyond a certain age is just like, it's almost like you kind of have to be domestic. Like, I think if like me and my man had a kid with that, my man, I hate it. That's my boyfriend, okay? That's my significant other. If me and him had like our own house and our own place and we were living together, I think we would have like I would have a different view on this for sure. But like I said, I'm still like young, hot, and turn. I'm still on my own. Like I'm loyal to my man. Like I'm not saying that, but like I feel like we just live a different life than most people that are my age. And so I think that also makes it hard to find friends because it's like, oh, I'll be on TikTok. Ooh, this girl is from my area. Let me go swipe. Mom, kids, husband. And I'm like, we could probably could have a beautiful relationship. But I think a lot of people in those positions, it's hard for them to be friends with someone who views life in the way I view life. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe I gotta be friends with a bunch of young bitches. Bring the young bitches back out. I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I have my close group of friends. Like there's no complaints about the close group of friends that I do have. I want to make that absolutely clear. But I do think that there is a shift in friendships like globally. Like I think everyone's kind of dealing with like navigating friendships as they get older. And I think it's because I think especially us millennials, like I think Gen Z definitely had their own set of issues to tackle because a lot of them were in school during COVID. And I think that's like created like a whole different like conversation. Like especially with millennial, I think we were at this pivotal time where you're like where I feel like a lot of adults like a lot of the friendships my mom has now, she met at the age I was during COVID. And so I feel I as if we missed out on that like crucial time period of like, and it's like you either like married into a situation where he has lots of friends, not me, or like you come together and have friends. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like COVID made this like I have to be my own person, and then it's like when you're like an older adult, people were finding beautiful relationships during that time. Don't get me wrong, like I'm not like if you got in a relationship during 2021 and you're still together, it's probably a great relationship because you spent so much time together. But it's like you weren't building this outside external friendships. Like before my parents had me and they just had my sister, and well, my mom just had my sister and she had like just met my dad. They were like, my mom was out doing a lot of things. Like my mom did a lot of things in her 20s and had a lot of fun in her late 20s and like met a lot of like really like cool people that she still knows to this day. And it's like when I was at that, like, okay, it's 2025, 5 years ago. I was 26, 27. So it's like that time period that my mom had, I experienced something completely different because I had to be in the house. So that's my take. I think a lot of that was rambling, but I think the consensus is it's just a little bit harder because the time period in our life where we should have been building really strong friendships, we were in the house by ourselves. And then some people either took it where, like me, they got a lot of social anxiety. It was hard for them to be outside, or some people just became so content being alone that they're just used to being alone. They enjoy being in their house. So yeah, I think it's just, I'm going to have a conversation about boundaries, but I feel like everyone is so weird about boundaries now after COVID that I don't want to touch it. Yeah. Adult friendships suck. The consensus for me is that adult friendships suck. And making new friends suck. Like, if you clicked on this episode for any type of advice for making new friends, I ain't got it for you, sister. I'm so sorry. But we're all in this together and we'll get there eventually. So let's go ahead and get into this week's song of the week. If you need to know anything about me, just know I know I do a song of the week every episode. I ain't never ever got a song of the week ready. I actually never have a song of the week planned. Okay. For this song of the week, I'm going to throw it back to a little throwback Drake and do Two Birds, One Stone. I really hope I've never done that song before, but I'm strictly doing this song off of like the topic of the episode. But yeah, Two Birds, One Stone, a beautiful Drake song to go. I feel like that's like one of his last few good diss songs. We're gonna get into that another episode. We're gonna have an episode about like hip hop and like the Drake and Kendrick beef. I do need to dissect that for you guys. But yeah, Two Birds, One Stone. My aim is amazing. But yeah, that's for this week's episode. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, I don't know, what do you tell people to do if they're listening? Leave a review, rate, like it, thumbs up, download the episodes, turn on your auto downloads for I Said Too Much podcast. Yeah. So as always, I love you guys and I will see you next week.